My name is Matthew Long. I work in financial crime and compliance management. So having compliance back on the front page of the news is a major issue for banks and other financial institutions right now. They need to address this in a number of ways. If we take a look at anti-money laundering, for example, they need to look not just at their own system of anti-money laundering. Most companies already have quite a sophisticated system in place to be able to manage their anti-money laundering, but they need to look beyond that. They need to look at the policies and the procedures and the various control reviews that surround having just the system itself. Recent cases have proven that people are always able to get around a system, but if you have strong policies and a control framework in place that is there and available to be independently assessed, they're much better placed to be able to respond to that. I think that's why we're seeing more and more interest in operational risk frameworks, where you can document all of your controls, document all of your risks, and be able to plan effective assessments that would enable organizations to capture these weaknesses and these potential failures on a much more proactive way, rather than waiting until something happens and then they have to respond very reactively. Dealing with regulations, particularly financial crime issues, transparency is absolutely crucial. Regulators and even companies' own internal boards, audit committees, management board committees, all of the governance framework in place to keep the company secure, they need the evidence to not only justify why decisions were made, but equally why decisions weren't made. So organizations have to be able to demonstrate and prove the justification behind all of the decisions. Now that could be, why did they take on a particular piece of business? Why they decided not to submit a suspicious transaction that ultimately proved to be a criminal background. And they have to be able to demonstrate and show all of the decision-making process behind that, and all of the various roles that all various individuals played in that particular decision. Oracle can help organizations achieve transparency in a number of ways. One of the main issues facing banks and financial companies across the board is the silo approach. So they'll have fraud data in one area, but we'll have compliance, due diligence data potentially in another, and they don't get the full view of their entire risk and control framework to be able to get that deep dive information, or that deep level of information required to make good, sound business decisions. So Oracle believe in the unified approach. So you take down those silos, you break them into their component parts, and you rebuild them in a single unified framework that allows your compliance management team, your risk management team, your audit team, to have all of the information available and ready for analysis and for deeper investigations when they're required. That gives all the transparency they need in a fully audited framework, that if anybody does need to go back and look at the justification behind decisions, everything you need is right there. You don't have to go looking for the information. It's all available when you need it, or as part of the 3 line of defense, your audit teams need it, or your independent assessors need it going forward.